Hey, what's good? One, this is Adam under AD in the clutch, and I want to talk about some more information regarding a potential Zach Lavine trade that's going on, and with some new information that I got earlier today from CBS Sports. Multiple teams that were expected to make a trade for Zach Lavine are all of a sudden either out of it because either A, they're just not interested, the teams themselves, or B, because Zach Lavine's camp does not want to go to X team. And the teams I'm referring to are the Philadelphia 76ers, the Dallas Mavericks, who are not expected to pursue a trade for Zach Lavine. And Zach Lavine's camp has said that they are not expecting to go for a trade to the New York Knicks because that's not a destination they want to go to, per New York Post Stefan Bondi. And for what I want to say is that for the 76ers, they were officially listed as one of the suitors for Zach Lavine from Shams, with along with the Miami Heat, which I'll get to later, and the LA Lakers. And from a non-biased perspective, looking at the 76ers, I wouldn't try to ruin a really good team chemistry wise, because I believe they found their permanent new second star in Tyrese Maxey, because he plays with a lot of heart, he plays with amazing hustle, and he's a overall just a great teammate. Especially how he, in a post game interview, gave a huge shout out to Kelly Oubre, who was injured in a car accident as a pedestrian, and hope God willing he's getting better. By the way, with a speedy recovery. Not just talking about for his career, but I'm talking about for him in his life, because things are more important than the game outside. With events like these happening. So with that being said, like Tyrese Maxey, the fact that he goes out of his way to give shout outs to his teammates and doesn't cause any locker room issues, and is there to just be a team player, something I know the team loves, coaches love, fans love. And to get a guy who's playing the same position as Maxey, it just wouldn't make a good fit. And I just don't see like how the Sixers can truly benefit off of it, especially like in order for them to make a trade for Zach Lavine, they basically have to give up what they received from James Harden going to the Clippers. And now the 76ers have an issue with not only fit, but also with depth once again. So like it doesn't make sense for the 76ers to do this. And on top of that, the 76ers have, if I'm correct, $65 million in cap space this upcoming season, which they can definitely use to sign multiple star players, and or fill in the bench with guys to fit and complement Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. So for business purposes wise, I would use that money to put my top investment in the best situation possible, being Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Because if they trade for Zach Lavine, they basically got rid of all their potential cap space they got from getting rid of James Harden, and just for a questionable fit, just for the sake of having another star, which may or may not work out. So I believe like it wouldn't make sense for the 76ers. The Dallas Mavericks, I'm surprised they wouldn't go for a trade. I understand like they traded for Kyrie Irving and they're trying to build continuity on this team, because there are new pieces, especially with Derek Lively and Grant Williams, and just lots of new faces going on around the Mavericks, which it doesn't make sense for them to all of a sudden just trade more pieces and then have Zach Lavine there and redo the whole process of trying to fit in, because they did get a lot of new pieces in Dallas. But it would have been cool to see the trio of Luka Doncic, Zach Lavine, Kyrie Irving. Like, that'd be really cool. But the question would be, most likely have to give up some of their pieces, probably their defensive pieces, to make it happen, and it's going to be another issue once again. But the New York Knicks, the Knicks, they've been contending. It's surprising that Zach Lavine would not want to go there, because the Knicks are a strong team this year. I believe that, especially coming off a second round performance in the playoffs this past season. So I don't believe like New York is as toxic or bad as they once were viewed, especially with having help from Jalen Brunson, who I know is a great teammate. I'm sure he can definitely adjust to Zach Lavine's game. I believe the Knicks would be a true title contender if they put Lavine in the mix, and probably get rid of some pieces that don't fit. Maybe probably like a Julius Randle, so maybe they can make it work from there. Because Julius Randle is a great player, but he does come up short during big moments, is what a lot of fans have noticed. So maybe it would work for change the scenery, and but if Lavine doesn't want to go there, then that's his decision. So we'll see what happens. But one team that was not ruled out that I gotta talk about is my Miami Heat. And with this, of course, the Heat are expected to pursue Zach Lavine and see what they get in the trade. And all I gotta say is that, like, if three of your biggest threats are out of this race to get Zach Lavine, Miami, this is your chance to redeem yourself. And also it'll be better. It's not gonna be as great as having a potential Damian Lillard, but this will be a good consolation prize because Zach Lavine, he is 28 years old, and also I believe he can be, especially with his desire to want to be on a winning team, I believe he'll do everything in his power to make it work, to fit in with the Heat culture, to fit in with Jimmy and Bam's play style, to complement their games better. I believe he's more than willing to be the second or even third star to make it work to go for a championship because at this point in his career, like, he's already got paid, and he's becoming increasingly frustrated with the Bulls' lack of good decision making, whether through the draft or trades or free agency signings or whatever the case may be. So I believe Zach Lavine, he's gonna have a new mindset coming into Miami, just doing whatever it takes to just win. So because if you lose all the time, I mean, eventually, especially in a competitive environment such as basketball, of course somebody's gonna want to win, and then having that like fighting spirit, they're gonna do whatever it takes to get it done, which I know Zach Lavine has. And also, I know many Heat fans may not enjoy this, but I believe he'll be an upgrade over Tyler Herro, with the reason being is because I have noticed a pattern, especially within this past calendar year, is that with Tyler Herro being in the starting lineup for the Heat, like, he's a great player. I'm not questioning his talent. I like Tyler Herro a lot. I really do. But when he's on the starting lineup for the Heat and playing the most minutes, I've noticed the Heat have become very average, okay? Like, they were, once again, we got to remember that Miami Heat this past season were an 8th seed. That was a major concern. Like, they were a 7th seed technically, but then because they lost in the play-in game, they ended up becoming the 8th seed. And also, this current season, with Tyler Herro once again and being in the starting lineup, they were 3-4 with Tyler Herro on the court. And if you want to count the game where he was injured against Memphis, they won that game 4-4. So they were an average team at best with Tyler Herro on the floor. And also, Zach Lavine, ever since the 2019-2020 season when Tyler Herro was in the league, Zach Lavine has played more games in every single season, including here in 2023-2024, than Tyler Herro has. And Zach Lavine, yes, he may be a few years older, but he's entering the prime of his career, and he's also, once again, like, he's a really great player and more healthy and available than Tyler Herro. And on top of that, with Tyler Herro being out, I've noticed, or a lot of fans have noticed, that most of their bench guys have stepped up big time in place of Tyler Herro, and they end up winning a lot more games without Tyler Herro involved. And whether it's step up from the playoffs this past season with Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and then this current season right now with once again with Duncan Robinson, with Jaime Jaquez, the rookie. We got so many other pieces around. Also, like, Josh Richardson's coming into the mix, and it's just only a matter of time, like, with all these players stepping up and improving and contributing for the Heat in Tyler Herro's absence. It does raise concern, like, not saying about Tyler Herro's talent, I'm not saying he's a bad teammate, I'm not saying that at all, but, like, just fit-wise, I believe, like, maybe Tyler Herro is just not the best complementary piece for Jimmy and Bam, because they are the obvious number 1 and 2 in Miami. That's what the front office is looking towards, and they made it clear when they basically said that Jimmy and Bam were the only untouchables here. So with that, I believe Zach Lavine can be an upgrade over Tyler Herro just for those reasons alone, for fit purposes and also being more healthy. And because Tyler Herro, I mean, he's a great player, but he does get injured literally at the worst times possible. Like in the playoffs against the Bucks when they were winning and Tyler Herro was doing great, he got injured at the worst time, and then everybody else stepped up. And then now with the Heat, they were gaining some momentum in the season. Tyler Herro got out, and everybody needed to step up, and now they've been winning. So this is a repeated pattern I'm noticing, and it only makes sense for the Heat to redeem themselves, go for Zach Lavine, and just bring some change, to the Heat, because I personally would like to have either Donovan Mitchell or Colin Sexton. I don't know what the situation is with Colin Sexton right now, because he's coming off the bench, and I think he'll be a great piece to add for the Heat for cheap, but that's a topic for another day. And Donovan Mitchell, he as much as I would like for him to be on the Heat personally, and also the fact that he's interested in the Miami Heat, his number one option is the New York Knicks, and the Knicks have more assets compared to the Heat. If we're talking about a trade and free agency, the Miami Heat have to make a more stronger approach and a stronger pitch to convince Donovan Mitchell to not go to his hometown, but instead come to Miami. So Zach Lavine, I believe he's a safer bet, and they kind of squandered that with Bradley Beal this past summer. So this is the chance for the Miami Heat to, like I said, redeem themselves, get what they need, and make this work. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, Chicago Bulls fans. What do you think? Would you guys like Zach Lavine to stay? Would you or do you have a preference which team you want him to be at? Miami Heat fans, what do you guys think? Would you guys like to take on Zach Lavine? Do you think he'll be a better fit than Tyler Herro? I'm only making these claims based on the numbers and just noticing trends around the team. So please let me know what you guys think down below. I certainly love to hear you guys out in the comment section. I certainly like to hear different opinions so we can discuss and help each other understand our mindsets, what we're going into. Please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. God bless you all, and talk soon.